promised to be an interesting one where we listen to our AP presenters whose in-depth knowledge and understanding of what they prepare for us. Promised to be an exciting time. I can't wait to hear beautiful people come and present for us. I remember back then when I was in secondary school, I didn't like debating because I don't like talking that much. I remember how we had some experts in debates. We had a club then called literary and debate. Those guys can debate for Africa. They are so good. We knew that these certain people are into debate. We are good. It's just social. We don't even need to be here to hear what they want to say. As long as this guy and this girl is there, we have won. So I'm really excited to to see some of those things tonight. So what we're going to do briefly is this. Please, the representative for Group A, Group B, Group C, and Group D, I want you to type your name and your group on the message box so I can know that every participator around, everybody that is going to debate is around, so they can hear me clearly. Your group, whoever is representing Group A, just type your name and type Group A, Group B, type Group A, Group C, type Group C, Group D, type Group D. Alright, let's do that really fast, really fast, really fast. Okay, I'm seeing Kebe Shola Group E. I'm seeing Anana Group E. Okay, Febe Ayobami says she's struggling to hear me. I think there's a network problem generally. Very close to the time I'm about to join, network was having some issues. So what I'm saying is that, okay, thank you very much. Okay, some people are still struggling to hear me. I can understand that the network for like the past 30 minutes have been somehow. But what I'm saying is this: if you are representing your group, please kindly say your name and which group you are representing. I can see Peace Oluwatomi is representing Group A. So I'm waiting for others so I can know that everybody that is participating is available. So that's what I'm saying. So if you are participating, please let me know. My name, okay, for Group C. So I have Group A, I have Group C, I have Group E. Okay, thank you very much, Peace. I have Group A, I have Group C, I have Group E. So I'm waiting for Group B and Group D. I have Peace for Group A. I have Neola for Group C. I have Elizabeth for Group E. So please, who is the representative for Group B and D? Okay, thank you. I have Mercy for Group B. I think we have Group D. So who is representing Group D? Is any member of Group D on the call? I think we have Group D. So who is representing Group D? Any member of Group D on the call? Or if you're a leader, okay, let me see. Okay, I have Eniola representing Group D. So we are all good. Kindly, before we start, can you please message your group members that the debate is about to start? From what I can see here on the chat, we are very, very limited. We are very, very limited. This is almost like having roughly 2 persons per group, which is not supposed to be, because I can see that there are some coaches here on the group too, and White Up is already on the group too. So if I remove White Up, myself, and some coaches, I can see that we're very limited. So please, can you message your group members that the debate is about to start? Thank you for doing that. And let's wait for a few minutes for our other members to join us. Okay, let me ask, for those who are on the call, if you have done a debate before, for those who are representing now, if you have done a debate before, can I see your hands up if you've participated in a debate before? I want to know those that are doing this for the first time and those that have actually done it before. For example, I personally have not done a debate before. I didn't really like it when I was in school personally. For me, I prefer acting than doing debates. So if you have done debate before, can I see your hands up? Okay, or sure, Elizabeth, I've done debate before. Oh, for Group E, okay. Even if you are not the one representing, but you have participated in a debate competition before, please raise up. Let me see, so I can know that. Okay, some of us have an idea of what. Okay, February has also done a debate before. That's nice. Wow, Victoria has also done it before. I thought we have many great participants here. Many people have done debate a lot. Wow, this is interesting. So tonight is going to be powerful then. I trust that tonight is going to be okay. I'm still waiting for others. And please don't forget what I said. Please message your group members that the session is about to start. It's about to start. Group B. Okay. So from what I can see now, there's Messi for Group B, if I'm correct. And then there is Olabisi from Group B. So it seems we're having 2 speakers from Group B now. Others, okay, Leola. Whoa, she hasn't done it before. Oh, that's nice. That's really, really fine. And she's representing Group C. Wow. I look forward to seeing your performance there. So I have 2 people representing Group B now. I have Messi and I have Olabisi. While others, I'm seeing Peace from Group A, Eleola from Group C, Elizabeth from Group E, Eniola from Group D, and then Messi and Olabisi from Group B. All right. Before we start, I would like to call upon White Up to give the go ahead. It's my Oga. I would like him to give the go ahead for the debate to start. White Top, are you there, sir? Hello, sir.
Such an amazing introduction. Today's debate is something very paramount and very unique to the current situation that we are currently having in Nigeria regarding youth structuring empowerment. And this debate incorporates all the values of this rise of warriors together. So I want to wish you guys the best. And the debate tonight is just beyond just the talking. It is the actualization and the lesson and learning that we are going to come out of it. So let's get started, and I anticipate and learning from you guys' experience. Thank you very much for joining. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much. That's the voice of Mr. Oluwadamilare Kundayo, the founder of White Top Global, and we're grateful for his presence every time, leading us and guiding us in this defined journey. All right, so we're starting right now. So before we start, please, who is our timekeeper? Who is our timekeeper? And sorry, White Top, how many minutes per each speaker, sir? How many minutes per each speaker? I am. Okay. Victoria, do you know how many minutes each speaker is going to use?
Yeah, depending on the structure that you want to go with. Uh, Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
All right, so we can do 10-10. Then for each group, we can do 15 minutes for each group so that we can spend 30 minutes on that, then we wrap it up.
All right, sir. All right, sir. Thank you. So, how many timekeeper do we have? I'm seeing Victoria. I'm seeing Divine Luaferomi. Do we have two timekeepers? And if that is it, it's fine. Is it two timekeepers that we have? Okay, so I hope we are ready. Group A. Let me give you some time. So we are doing 15 minutes. 15 minutes from you. So timekeepers, please watch. 15 minutes. So Group A, are you ready? Group A, are you ready? Representative for Group A, are you ready? I need to see response, please. Whether you talk, whether you type, I need to see a response. Please, let's be alive tonight. There's no time. I don't want us to waste time on this thing. There is no time. So please, let's be alive. Let's be alive. Either you are speaking or you are typing. Let's be alive. I want this thing to be interactive as much as possible. So Group A, are you ready? Hello? Group A, are we ready? Oh, Peace, Oluwatomi. Okay, she's ready. All right, so we are starting now. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. So, Miss Peace, your time starts now. All right, over to you, Miss Peace. Peace, over to you. Hello, Peace, can you hear me? Over to you. Hello. Your mic is on mute, but I can't hear you. Peace, we can't hear you. Is it just me or I think our network is off? Alright, I think our network is off. Alright, let me see. Alright, so Iliola, are you ready? Group C. I will wait for Group A because we don't have much time to waste. Iliola, can you hear me? Are you ready? It's Group A versus Group C. Okay, Iliola, you can go ahead. You can start. 15 minutes. Your time starts now. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Can we hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay, so today's sorry, I'm coming. Today's today's I'll be opposing the emotion. Hey, I'll be opposing the emotion of personal discipline is more important than talent in achieving success. In the negative, exceptional talent creates opportunities discipline alone cannot provide. So I'll first start with discipline in a practical way. So I am a student. I wake up by 5 a.m. every day. I cook my breakfast by so time. I go to class. I come back. I'm disciplined. I follow schedule. I go with systems. But if I'm channeling my energy to the wrong direction, I would just be working without making any change. And with that way, success is not guaranteed. I would say for gifted people, they have an edge because there's this inborn gift with them that discipline cannot have. Discipline is having structures and having systems. But if you're having structures and you're having systems without a goal in mind, the structures and systems will continue working, but it just leads to stress and somebody getting burnt out. So I would say I will give an example of a typical youth. A typical youth probably having a 9 to 5 job and is just going okay from work to um gets up early, gets into the bus, um and gets to work on time, maybe before other people come to work, and the person does their job actively well. But if we have someone who is an effective communicator, person gets probably the exact same time, may not have the exact same structure, may not have the exact same system, but the skill that they have like as communication, or the skill that they have to draw people near with marketing, will open more doors than somebody who just wakes up early and is just punctual with structures and systems. Discipline without talent is just busy suffering. Discipline is like a tool, not a destination. And if a tool is in the wrong hands, it will only produce the wrong result consistently. A disciplined person working in the wrong direction will only arrive at the wrong place faster than a person who has talent and the talent opens doors for the person. If we give example of someone like Chimamanda Adichie, she is a writer and she's known for her explicable writing. But the first thing that obviously opened the door for her was her talent before her discipline even came to play. It is already an inborn gift, and even if she like just puts it into work for the first time, there is this attraction that comes with it compared to someone who is just doing things consistently without a goal. And the people history remembers are people that had things that made them to stand out. Nobody will not like nobody will, but people will not really pay attention to someone who is just having a scheduled life, day in, day out, day in, day out, and having nothing to show for it. Issue will remember someone for something they had that was special to change the world. If um if I let's say if I design now, if I'm a graphic designer, and that just comes naturally, I can just mix colors, I can mix shapes, and then to just come out well. It makes me to stand out. And if I decide to put so much work into it, um and become like the top 1% in the design industry, I will be able to stand out better, because the talent comes as an ease for me. Once the talent is there, all I need is just discipline, and that will just bring that will just expose me to the right people. I would say talent also opens doors. um why will I say this? If we look at some of the musicians of today, they have like raw gifts that make them stand out based on the kind of songs they produce. Because even if it is just putting the hard work, there is something that makes them stand out, and that is their inborn gift. So if we have someone, a musician, that doesn't have a good voice, that doesn't know how to maintain good pitch, that doesn't understand the dexterity of tonic surfers, and the person is just training and training and training, it will be harder for the person to climb to the places these other musicians with the raw gift of singing can climb to. That even if the person practices for a long time, um there's this naturality that comes with um naturality that comes with talent. Yes, talent. You can discipline someone without talent to do something, but the journey that it will take the person will be a bit slower than someone who already has talent. Talent is like a booster, right? If someone is going on a journey, if we already have someone who has good bones, like the person has this intake calcium, or the genes in the person's family is strong enough, they are just very built in their family, that kind of person has an edge in sports compared to someone who has to start eating diet, has to start working out. The kind of results both will produce will differ, because the talent is already giving the person like a times 10 booster that the person with discipline has to just work to get. So I'll just end it with saying that discipline without direction is just wasted energy. Because if I'm disciplined, and if I'm disciplined in something that I don't even have the power, or something I don't even have the natural strength to do, I'll just keep working hard and working hard and working hard and working hard and not exactly see the results. Most people will tell you to like go for something that you have passion for, go for something that you can do better than anybody else. And that is basically you looking for your strength and training your strength. But if you are just working and working hard, there will be no exact result, especially when you are channeling it into the wrong place. So my sorry. So um lastly, I would just say the motion asks us to like rank discipline above talent. But if we consider like someone that is very disciplined without a direction, or without channeling their strengths, or without a purpose or something, they wake up the earliest, they eat the best diet, they take drugs, they are very consistent, and they have no extraordinary gift they can use to make impact, they are just wasting their time, really really wasting their time. So we do not need to be told to like suffer more consistently. We just need to be told to like able to find our gift, find what makes difference, find our strength, develop it, and let it open doors that no amount of discipline can. So I oppose the motion that only discipline. I oppose the motion that personal discipline is more important than talent in achieving success. Not because personal discipline is not important, but I believe that talent is more important because something extraordinary obviously opens extraordinary doors. Thank you very much.
That was profound. Round of applause for Ileola representing Group C. That was profound, and thank you for that. And so I want to ask Group A, are you ready? Representative for Group A, are you ready now? Representative for Group A, are you ready now? Representative for Group A, Peace, are you ready? Can you hear me? Representative for Group A, can you hear me? Or is there any other person in Group A that wants to take over? Because I don't think she can hear me now because she's not responding. Anybody else from Group A that is on the call? Hello. Peace, can you hear me, please? All right. I think White Top, what do we do? I don't think there's a representative from Group A on the call. I know she's on the call, but I don't think she can hear me. So what do we do? Do we move on to the next group? I think we'll just have to move on. All right. Group B, representative for Group B. Can you hear me? Hello. Representative for Group B, can you hear me? Yes. All right. So you can take the floor now. You are debating against Group D, if I'm sure about that. All right. You can take the floor. Temine Konluluwa Ishola, the floor is yours, please. Hello. Temine Konluluwa Ishola, the floor is yours. Okay, if you're not there, Olabisi, can you hear me? Maybe Olabisi should go ahead because I think there are two representatives. I can't hear you, that's what I'm saying. Your mic is on mute, but I can't hear you. Can you speak? All right.
Hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Please go ahead, please.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, distinguished judges, moderator, and fellow participants. Our team stands in support of the emotion that says emotional intelligence is more important than academic excellence in today's world. Before proceeding, let me define the key terms, which is emotional intelligence and academic excellence. I'd like to start with a definition of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage our emotions while also understanding emotions of others. It's not just understanding our emotions, it's about understanding both our own emotion and understanding others' emotion. Academics, while moving on to the academic excellence refers to the outstanding performance in education, usually measured through grades, exams, and academic achievements. As much as academic excellence means valuable, we believe emotional intelligence has become more important because today's world demands more than knowledge alone. Can you still hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sir. And success alone is not all that matters. Success alone is not all about achievements. Success depends on communication, it depends on leadership, it depends on teamwork, it depends on the way we can adapt our adaptability and the way we can build relationship with people. Proving my point, I would like to move on to my first point, which is emotional intelligence makes better leaders. Leadership is not about many certificates. The person is not having the names. It's not about having the title. It's not about having bachelor the degrees. It's how well you can work with people. A leader who cannot listen, who cannot understand others, who cannot manage conflicts, they struggle even with academic excellence qualification. For example, imagine two managers in an organization. One has several degrees but constantly argue with staff and ignores their concerns. The other manager must have fewer qualifications, but if he can listen to employees, if he can motivate them, if he can help build trust among them, most will rather work with the second manager. This shows that emotional intelligence is essential for effective leadership. Moving to my second point, emotional intelligence helps improve teamwork. In today's world, very few people works alone. It's very weird doing things alone. This is our present world. Whether we are in school, in organizations, hospital, businesses, or government institutions, people are expected to collaborate no matter what. Even in our daily life, we mostly can't do things alone. We have to work with people, talk to friends, move with people, and relate with people. For example, in a group assignments, the smartest students may have the best idea, but he cannot but if he can communicate respectively or work together with his other members, he will struggle with them. On the other hand, a student who encourage participants, who motivate them and help resolve arguments, he can help build success among the team. On to my point 3, my third point, which is emotional intelligence adapt to change. The world is changing rapidly, obviously. Technology evolves, workplaces change, and new challenges emerge every day. Academic knowledge is important, but emotional intelligence helps people remain flexible and adapt to new situations in this life, especially in this our present Nigeria. We have to be adaptive because the way everything is changing. So we can't just we have to be flexible. We should not be confident to a particular situation. So, for instance, when organizations introduce new technologies, some employers resist change. This being highly educated, while others are open-minded and learn quickly. The difference the emotional intelligence they have and their capability to be intelligent emotionally. My next point is employer look beyond academic qualification. Today, employers want more than grades. Yes, you may have first class, you may have everything, but employers want experience. No, well, I'm not saying having a good grade or having the degrees is bad, but honestly, when we just have the grades and we don't have a leadership ability, we don't know how to work with team and problem solving skills during alongside with our work, it honestly can't help our grades. It can't help our it can't help our it can't help teamwork skill. It can't help in our place of work or probably in the way we relate with people. Two candidates may graduate with similar qualification, but the one with effective emotional intelligence, the one who can communicate effectively and work well with others, often have a greater advantage. Academic excellence may get someone through the door, but honestly, emotional intelligence often determine how far they go. Moving on to my fifth point, emotional intelligence strengthens relationship. Success is not achieved in isolation. People succeed through network, partners, teamwork, and relationship. As we all know, that's why we all have people on LinkedIn doing that. Everybody just trying to be seen. Everybody is trying to speak for themselves. Everybody is trying to say things. Everybody is trying to give a good qualification of themselves. I can show you my grades, before you can even ask for my degrees, you have to. The first thing you read about me is my speech, the way I behave. Before you know the degree I have, before you know the level I am, before you know my qualification, the way I speak, the way I see things, the way I relate to people is the first thing you will meet. And a person may be academic. A person may be brilliant, but if they struggle to relate well with people, he or she has nowhere to go. Actually, he or she can go far. There can be doors opened for the person, but how well can you maintain yourself in the rooms of opportunity? How well can you communicate well? How well can you relate with people? How well can you lead people? For example, a highly educated professional who constantly offends his colleague, he may look, no matter how brilliant he might think, it might be, no matter how much the qualification. There are people out there, a lot of people out there who have the same qualification as we do, but there's something that is always unique: the way you think, the way you see things, the way you lead. That's what is always unique. And we lose opportunity because they don't have a strong interpersonal skills and they do not want to gain it. This demonstrates the value of emotional intelligence in both personal and professional life. We are not saying academic excellence is unimportant. Academic excellence provides knowledge and technical competence. However, so emotional intelligence determines how the knowledge we have is used, how people work together and effective individual navigate real life. This is why we believe emotional intelligence is more important in today's world. In conclusion, academic excellence is important, but knowledge alone is no longer enough. The ability to communicate effectively, work with others, lead people, manage emotions, and adapt to change has become increasingly important in today's society. Academic excellence may open doors, but honestly, emotional intelligence has helped people succeed after those doors have been opened. For these reasons, we proudly support the emotions that emotional intelligence is more important than academic excellence in today's world. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Fantastic. Could be That was quite profound. Thank you so much, Demi Nikonluluwa. That was quite something. I hope we're not just listening, but we're taking notes. More than just being a debate, we're here to also learn from one another, from one another's presentation. So I hope we're taking notes, and I hope that we're not in a rush. Temi Nikonluluwa, thank you very much for your presentation. You can unmute your mic now. Thank you. All right, so we're going to Group D. Is the representative for Group D ready? Group D.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Okay. So, Eniola, right? Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes. Yes,
This
sir.
is Eniola. All right. Go ahead, Eniola. You have the floor.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, White Talk. Good evening, leaders. Good evening, everyone. So the topic for this debate is emotional intelligence is more important than academic intelligence, academic excellence in today's world. But before I begin, I would like to ask a simple question, Mr. Adebola. Can you hear me? Mr. Adebola?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you? I would like to ask a simple
Yes, I can
question
hear you.
from you. If you were
Okay.
seriously ill, would you choose a doctor who is very friendly and understand your feelings but lack medical knowledge, or a doctor who studied hard and know exactly how to treat your illness? So which one are you going to choose?
I'll choose the doctor that studied that, obviously.
Yes, the answer is very obvious. We are all going to choose a doctor that studied hard and knows exactly how to treat our illness. What am I trying to say is that, can emotional intelligence perform surgery? Can emotional intelligence design a bridge? Can it fly an aircraft? Can it write computer program that power our world? The answer is no. In fact, every successful person my opponent may mention first needed knowledge before applying emotional intelligence. A doctor must first become a doctor. A lawyer must first study law. A pilot must first learn how to fly before you can apply emotional intelligence. One thing is that you cannot manage what you don't know. That's a fact. You can't manage what you don't know. Of course, academic excellence comes first. Emotional intelligence is an advantage, but academic excellence is a necessity. Like my opponent said, she said emotional intelligence means knowing how to control your emotions and relate with others. Of course, but can you say many jobs today in this world, many jobs today requires academic qualification before a company can employ you, or maybe even if it is an online job or a remote job on LinkedIn or anything. Before they can employ you, you have to show some certain skills. You have to possess some skills. They have to look into your educational background. You have to tender some certificate that yes, I'm qualified for this job. Without proper education, it will be very, very difficult to get many professional jobs. Thirdly, the development of our society depends on educated people, scientists, teachers, doctors, researchers. They all use knowledge they gain in school to solve problems and improve the world. If emotional intelligence is more important than academic excellence, why do universities spend years teaching knowledge and only a few hours teaching emotions? Now, let's take just a flashback at the COVID-19 pandemic. When the world faced the COVID-19 crisis, when everybody was dying due to COVID-19 pandemic, countries relied on scientists, doctors, researchers, and healthcare professionals, not because they have emotional intelligence, but because of their academic excellence. Vaccine and treatment were developed through education, research, and scientific knowledge. That shows that academic excellence plays a role in solving global problems. People may hire you because of your personality, but they are retained because of their competency. Knowledge pays the bill, of course. Who is going to hire you just because you are being nice, just because of your emotional intelligence? You need the academic excellence to back it up. Most people go to school to gain knowledge and skills that will help them earn a living. Nobody gets a degree in being nice. As for me, I'm also a student, and the main reason I go to school is for me to gain knowledge and skills. Even emotional intelligence, this emotional intelligence that we are talking about is learned. It's not something that you possess from somewhere or something. It's learned. Most of us, we know about communication, leadership, and human behavior, and they are all taught through what? Through education and through learning. Ladies and gentlemen, society forgives many things, especially in Nigeria, but society does not forgive one thing. It does not forgive incompetence. Nobody wants an emotional intelligence surgeon or doctor who does not know where to cut, or a friendly pilot who does not know how to land a plane. For this reason, academic excellence remains the foundation. That is the foundation of professional achievement and success in today's world. Emotional intelligence may win hearts, but academic excellence changes the world. Education gives us the knowledge and skills we need to succeed in life. An engineer must learn engineering before building roads and bridge. Being friendly and understanding is good, but it cannot replace education. A doctor must study medicine before treating patients. I disagree that emotional intelligence is more important than academic excellence. If emotional intelligence were truly important than academic excellence, university will replace lecturers, of course, with counseling section. What about our hospitals? They will employ motivational speakers. I mean, since you people possess emotional intelligence, why can't they replace hospitals? Why can't they replace doctors with motivational speaker? Because of their emotional intelligence. Airlines, they will hire friendly pilots instead of trained one. Yet, that is not the world we live in. This world, the world depends on knowledge, empathy, competence. Therefore, academic excellence remain more important, and I strongly oppose the motion that emotional intelligence is more important than academic excellence in today's world. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Group D, a round of applause for you. Eniola, thank you for your contribution and for your participation and for representing your group. All right, without further much ado, Peace, are you ready now for Group A? Peace, are you ready now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, go ahead, please. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, sir. First of all, I want to really apologize to everyone for the network glitch on my end. I'm so sorry. So protocols duly observed. Good day, distinguished judges, respected opponents, timekeepers, and members of this beautiful class, this beautiful training, and Rise of Warriors 7.0. My name is Ebida Peace, and I stand before you today to represent Group A, the Audacious Clan, to strongly support the motion that personal discipline is more important than talent in achieving success. More important, I say. Yes, Success is one of the most desired outcomes in life. Everyone wants to be successful, we want to lead in different areas, in academics, in business, in leadership, in public service, even in ministry. However, the question before us today is not whether talent is valuable, it certainly is, but the question is what is more important in achieving success, talent or discipline? I agree that while talent may provide an advantage, discipline is a determining factor that turns potential into achievement. What then is talent? Talent is a natural ability or aptitude that allows a person to perform a task more easily than others. Some people are naturally gifted in singing, speaking, writing, and many more. Now, what is discipline? Discipline is the ability to consistently do what needs to be done, whether you feel like doing it or not. Discipline is self-control. It is commitment. It is persistence. Discipline is waking up early to study when others are sleeping. Discipline is practicing when nobody is watching. Discipline is choosing long-term success over short-term comfort. Ladies and gentlemen, while talent may give you a head start, it's discipline that determines whether you finish the race. My first point to support the motion is that discipline develops talent. Discipline is like a seed. A seed has potential, but without water and care, it remains a seed and it never grows to bear forth fruit. Neither does it grow to the stage where people can see it and say, yes, this is a tree. Likewise, talent without discipline remains undeveloped. Many talented people never become successful, not because they don't have what it takes to be successful, but because they fail to develop their gifts. Okay, let's think about a student who is naturally intelligent, who has everything it takes to lead the class, who has everything it takes to graduate with a first class, but never studies, wakes up in the morning, as he or she chooses, never decides to set alarm, never decides to get up to class. He goes to class when he feels like, and on days where he feels tired, on days where he feels not so encouraged, on days where he doesn't feel like doing so much, decides to sleep while attendance is taken in class, while impromptu tests are being written. Understand that the entire result will be based on these little things that feels like they don't matter, all because this talented person chooses not to be disciplined. This student chooses to go when he feels like. Even when test data are set, this student decides to stay in the hostel, all because the student doesn't feel like it. Initially, that student may look like one who will perform well. However, as academic demands increases, discipline becomes necessary. Meanwhile, let's see student B, who may not necessarily be exceptionally gifted, but studies consistently, attends classes, completes assignments, and practices diligently, does every test, shows up even when he or she doesn't feel like, attend classes, sets alarms to read, and joins study group, who eventually succeed. Definitely the disciplined student. That's because discipline multiplies talent. Talent alone cannot guarantee growth. Now to my second point, discipline creates consistency. I believe every one of us here have come to understand that success is not a one-time event. Success is a result of repeated actions over time. Success, the best musicians today, they practice daily before they got to this point. The best of athletes, they train daily. The best of leaders, they learn daily. And the best of entrepreneurs, they improve daily. None of these achievements happen by accident. They all happen through discipline because consistency beats occasional brilliance. As the saying goes, we become what we repeatedly do. So definitely, excellence is not out of a habit, out of an act, it's out of a habit. So discipline creates those habits that climbs the ladders to success. Now to my third point, discipline helps people overcome failure. Failure is inevitable on the road to success. Everyone faces setback, but the difference lies in how they respond. Back to my first point, where I refer to that talented student who decides to only attend class when he or she feels like. Assuming that student attends, writes a test, and probably doesn't do so well, because the student is not disciplined and the student feels discouraged, such a student can decide to sit back and fold his or her hands without pushing through. Talented individuals sometimes struggle when things become difficult because they relied heavily on their natural abilities. But disciplined individuals, however, have developed resilience. They keep going, they learn, they improve, and they persist. That tells us something, that success often belongs not to the most talented person, but to the person who refuses to quit because of discipline. Let's look at real life examples. Thomas Edison, He conducted thousands of unsuccessful experiments before successfully inventing the practical electric light bulb. Imagine thousands of failure, how discouraged he would have been. Imagine excuses he could have given. That's one thing. Discipline cancels excuses and gives a way, even where it feels like there is no way. And now he continued working despite all disappointment. He remained disciplined, and his success today is being celebrated. Let's look at Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a popular footballer, everyone knows him. But we can all see that he maintains strict diet. He trains relentlessly. He even pays attention to recovery and fitness. Talent gave him the potential. However, discipline is what made him extraordinary. Let's come to ourselves here. In applying for this scholarship, talent may have given you the privilege to have gotten on board. Talent may have given you the opportunity to be selected. But discipline is what makes you show up for every class. Discipline is what makes you leave your room to where there is network just because you want to be available. Discipline is what makes you keep up to assignments. And at the end of the day, what do you think would pay? Assuming there are two students, student A and student B, under this training, and a student A is talented, so talented. If they were to rank the students to get scholarship to 7.0, student A would have been the number one to be chosen. And now they are in the training. Student A comes and goes without taking permission, without informing the group leader, attends when he or she feels like, and leaves when he's not encouraged or when he's tired. And here is student B, who, if ranking were to be done before selection, probably would not have led the line but would have still been selected. And now he's here. And for every class, student B shows up, student B is available, student B does assignments. Who do you think would be awarded if prizes were to be given at the end of the day? Definitely it will be student B. That tells us that discipline is what develops talent. Another point now is discipline is available to everyone. One major advantage of discipline is that it can be developed. Talent is unevenly distributed. Not everyone is born with extraordinary abilities. While someone may be talented in singing, another person talented in drawing, another person talented in music playing, but everyone can learn discipline. Everyone can learn consistency. Everyone can learn perseverance. If success primarily depended on talent, many people would never have the chance today that have the chance now. But history has repeatedly shown that ordinary people achieving extraordinary things is through disciplined effort. Now to my next point, discipline sustains success. When I was giving my third point, I said something that success is not a one-time thing. Success is not just a one-time act. It's gained over time. It is repeated, diligent effort. Even if talent helps someone become successful at this point, discipline is required to stay successful. Many gifted athletes, musicians, actors, and business leaders lost their position because they lacked discipline. Let's take, for example, if you were a CEO in a company, you employed two people. At the first instance, this person gave you so much high expectation because in interview, this person talked so well, presented so many evidences, examples, and everything. And then this is the next person, person B, in quote, who probably didn't have so much but had the minimum requirements to be employed and also was employed. Person A comes to work when he feels like, finds in when he feels like, goes home even without finishing the tasks for the day, just because he's tired and his body needs to rest. We call for team meeting and person A just feels like, I'm busy, I need to rest, I have this, without discipline, just the way he or she feels like. And here's person B, who probably we did not have high expectations for at the beginning, who is now putting effort, shows up early, reports at the adequate time, shows up to meetings. If you are the CEO and you are to give a very crucial assignment, or you're even to hand over the office for a little while to go and do something somewhere, who would you hand over the office to? You definitely hand over the office to the person who has discipline. Understand that the topics point the light to the fact that discipline is more important than talent. It never said discipline is enough to succeed without talent. It said it's more important. That tells us that as talent remains an essential part of success, it is never complete without discipline. So discipline leads. Discipline sustains success. Some people become kingmakers careless, some people become complacent, some people don't have time to, some people fail to manage their time and behavior. If talent brought them fame, lack of discipline destroyed it. We've heard of musicians, we've heard of influencers who all of a sudden became popular and after a while they disappeared all of a sudden. Why? Because there was no discipline to sustain the fame that the world that had come with their talent. There was no consistency to develop themselves to the point where everybody could applaud them for so long. And that's why it just looks like they were pushed aside. My opponent may argue that exceptional talent creates opportunities that discipline alone cannot provide. At first glance, this may sound convincing. However, opportunity alone do not equal success. Many people receive opportunities and they equally waste them. Some athletes receive scholarship and they lose them. Students gain admission to institutions and they fail academically. Entrepreneurs receive funding and yet still fail. Why? Because opportunities even require discipline to be utilized effectively. Talent may open the door, but discipline is what allows you to walk through it and remain inside. We see evidence every day, just like the example I stated earlier about the student who reads and maintains schedules will definitely outperform the natural student who procrastinates. Stephen King once said, "Talent is cheaper than table salt. What separates the talented individual from the successful one is a lot of hard work." Jim Rohn, our popular motivational speaker, also said, "Discipline is a bridge between goal and achievement. Small discipline repeated with consistency every day leads to greater achievements." And I'll end with this shortly. Imagine a world where talent alone determines success. In that world, the most gifted will always win, and the rest of humanity would have little hope. But thankfully, that's not the world we live in. We live in a world where the students who studies consistently can outperform the genius who procrastinates. We live in a world where persistence often beats brilliance. We live in a world where athletes who trains relentlessly can surpass the athletes who lies solely on natural ability. The question now is not about who has the greatest talent, as I said. The real question is who has the discipline to use what they have. And this is why I firmly stand in support of the notion that personal discipline is more important than talent in achieving success. And today, I believe with a few points of mine, I have proven to you that personal discipline is more important than talent in achieving success. Thank you so much, judges, and thank you so much, everyone, for listening.
That is fantastic. Wow. Lights up. You are breathing. You are already breathing debaters here. This is fantastic. Thank you very much, Peace, representative of Group A, for that powerful presentation. That was really, really awesome. Thank you. Please, I want to ask Group E, are you also debating? Group E. No. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I think from everything we've learned one or two things. We're just talking on the topics. Okay. All right. So who is it every one of you that is talking on the topics or just your representative? Just two of you. Okay. So I have Elizabeth. Elizabeth, and who is speaking, please? From Group E. I have Elizabeth here already. Elizabeth and who? And Miss Phoebe. Okay, so Elizabeth, are you ready? Elizabeth,
Yes,
are you ready for us?
yes, sir.
Okay, you can go ahead, Elizabeth.
Okay, sir. So,
The floor is yours. Please go ahead.
okay, sir. So, can you all hear me, please?
Yes, we're with you.
All right. So, good evening, great leaders. Thank you so much for this great opportunity. And tonight, I want to talk about something that we've been discussing since yesterday. Yes. So, before we actually go into what we want to discuss mainly, I want us to understand something. Yes, we've actually listened to each and every one of us talking about emotional intelligence, this and that, this and that. Yes, but What if I actually make us understand some things before we are actually going to those topics actually? Okay, so now the first thing I want us to understand is that God did not create us as robots. He did not create us as AI. God created us as emotional beings. Okay, now from the beginning of the creation, we can see that emotions have been displayed throughout the scripture. We can actually see love, disappointment, um, care, joy, sorrow, anger. All of this you can actually see they have been displayed throughout the scripture. Now, in Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, the Bible says that so God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Now, being created in God image, we can see that expression is being our emotion is being expressed, whereby we can actually see that David poured out his heart before God. Likewise, Anna also, she actually wept in prayer, and Jeremiah also laments over the condition of the people of Israel. Now, most importantly, we can see Jesus himself display emotion. There is this shortest Bible verse, yes, in the Bible. That is John chapter 11, verse 35, that talks about Jesus wept. Now, let's think about that. The Son of God knew that he was about to raise Lazarus from the dead, yet he still felt compassion and sorrow for those who were hurting. This actually teaches us some important lesson that we need to take note of, that emotions are not a weakness, they are part of humanity. The problem is not just having emotions. The problem is allowing emotions to have control over us. Now, many people have destroyed their relationship because of anger, unnecessary anger. Many people have missed opportunity that's supposed to um that's supposed to stay with them till for or that's supposed to stay with them for a long period of time. They have missed that opportunity because of fear. And many people have made terrible decisions because they act based on their feeling rather than wisdom. That is why Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32 says that better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a sitting. We will notice that that scripture places great value on self-control. According to God, according to God, we are greater than conquering a city, and that is emotional intelligence. And that is why today's topic is so, so important, because life is not only about how much we know, it is also how well we can actually manage ourselves. Now, moving to the topic that we want to discuss tonight. First thing I would love to talk about, or I would love to say, is define the keywords. Now, first thing is, what is emotional intelligence? We've been, yes, because the other groups are giving us definition, but I would love to give my own definition concerning that also. Now, emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, to manage, and properly express our emotion, while also understanding and relating wisely to the emotions of other people. Now, in just a simple time, because I think that is too long, the grammar is too long, let me come to our understanding in a simple term that emotional intelligence is the ability to remain in control of yourself when your emotions wants to take control of you. Now, any one of us can be calm when everything is going well, when everything is going well, when everything is just moving smoothly. But the real test comes when we are being disappointed. Maybe we are being disappointed by someone we actually look up to. The real test comes when we are being offended. Most especially, this happens to us most within maybe between our friends. Yes, this particular test happens between our friends, and the real test also comes when we don't go away. Now, our response in all of these moments will reveal a level of emotional intelligence, because emotional intelligence is built on 5 pillars, just like we've been taught yesterday. Now, the first one is self-awareness. That is knowing what you are feeling and understanding why you feel that particular in that particular way. The second one is self-control. That is you managing your emotion rather than you allowing them to manage you. And the third one is empathy. That is you understanding and caring about the feeling of other people. The fourth one is social awareness, building healthy relationship and communicating effectively. And while the last one is emotional resilience, that is recovering from failure, rejection, disappointment without giving up. Let me give an example of myself. Last 2 years, I was actually doing something because I was actually a business person. But for me to be able to achieve or being a business person, I decided to feel like, okay, I started this thing. There are a lot of failures, rejections. I go up to people, can you actually help me with this? People reject me. People were like, oh, okay, now you won't do this one. Oh, you are the one that want to achieve this one. No, this and that. People reject me. I feel so disappointed. But up till now, I did not give up. I did not give up. I was actually I was able to discipline myself to that extent of not giving up because I was able to achieve it due to the fact that people criticized me a lot. People talked about a thing and like they talked about what actually pained me most, but I didn't allow that to stop me. I didn't give up. I continue. Now, we've talked about that. Now, let's talk about the second aspect that is what is academic excellence? Academic excellence is the ability to perform exceptionally well in education. Now, academic excellence also involves high grades, academic achievement, intellectual ability, learning and applying knowledge. Yes. But academic excellence focuses on developing the mind. It answers the question, what do you know? And there is absolutely nothing wrong with academic excellence because God values knowledge. Now, in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7, the scripture says that wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. Get wisdom. Learning matters a lot. Education matters a lot. Knowledge matters a lot. However, knowledge alone is not enough. Knowledge alone is not enough. That is the reason why get wisdom. Now, the difference between knowledge and emotional intelligence. First thing is that knowledge tells us what is actually right, while emotional intelligence helps us to do what is right when our emotions are being pulling into another direction. Another thing is that um knowledge may tell you not to be angry, but due to the fact that um we have this emotional feeling, it's going to help us control that anger no matter what. And knowledge may teach forgiveness, but emotional intelligence help you to practice forgiveness when you have been hurt. Also, knowledge may teach patience, but emotional intelligence help you to save, help you to remain patient under pressure. Now, many people know the right thing, but they struggle to do the right thing because they have not developed what we call emotional intelligence, and that is what is happening, and that is what is affecting most young people in our generation today. Now, let me explain why emotional intelligence is more important in today's world. Number one, life is more than information. We actually live in a generation whereby information is everywhere. People can actually access knowledge within seconds, but despite having more information, more having tools than ever before, many people are still struggling. Most young people are still struggling. Now, the problem is no longer a lack of information. The problem is lack of emotional management. Now, the second thing I'll be talking about is success depends on relationship. No matter your profession, your success involves people. Communicate, your ability to collaborate, your ability to lead, your ability to build trust will determine how far you will go. We determine how far we will go. Now, people may actually admire our intelligence, but they connect with our character. The third one I'll be talking about is leadership requires emotional intelligence. Leadership requires emotional intelligence. A leader must know how to manage people, because the Bible even tell us that Moses actually led the people, David actually led the people, Nehemiah led the people, Jesus himself led people. So leadership is not simply about the knowledge; it is about we understanding people, we showing empathy, we resolving conflict, we inspiring growth. Because all of this require emotional intelligence. Now, the fourth one I'll be talking about is life will test your emotions. Life will test your emotion. School will give their examination, this and that. Lecturer will do, oh, say a sheet of paper, you are going to write this and that. You are going to write an opinion contest. Life will test our emotions. That is when our emotion feeling will now start. What happened to this lecturer? They have come back again. Oh, which one is this one? Why are we to write test today? Oh God, this and that. That is it. Life will test our emotions, and life will give situation also. Life will also test our patience. See, most especially concerning life will test our patience. This happens when we're in a neighborhood. Maybe someone is actually living in, maybe face me and slap you, or what are they even calling this house? Like this house that yes, common name for it is maybe face me and slap you. So maybe you actually pour water in a drum. You kept it there. That, oh, when I come back in the night, oh, I'll just come and take my water and use it to bathe. Then, but when you leave the house in the morning, the other tenant just came. Water is there. Let me just take it. They will just pour that water and use it. And you getting home in the evening, you're like, who used my water? This and that. Then all of a sudden, the emotions and everything just oh, I will not take this. So you start cursing, you start saying this, and that is, see, life will test our patience. And let me give you another example. There was this day, is it not last year? Yes, last year we were having a fasting, like we do have fasting, 3 days fasting, like um we are to stay in church. Yes. So this 3 days fasting, we are not to eat anything for these 3 days. So there is this particular woman who was sharing her experience with me when I was asking her some questions. She said that after the fasting some years back that she had, on getting home, this particular tenant have to will I say have to put a goats at the entrance of a room, and she was like, what is all these things? No, that is how like test your patience. After you fasting for a whole 3 days and you get people trying to just feel like no, we must do this too. But the woman was, God saved that woman. She didn't actually do anything. She just have to be calm and feel like mama lagbaja, why do you have to do this and that? She was like, oh, this and that is it. And then she have actually put in and everything, the emotions, the everything, she have scattered everything. After you fasting for a whole 3 days and you are coming back to your house, just feel like that is how it is. Life will test our patience. And now, life will also test our character. Life will test our response to rejection and our ability to forgive.
Please, let's round up, Miss
Oh,
Elizabeth. Your
so
time is up.
sorry about that. So let me just round up, sir. I'm so sorry. So now, academic excellence is important, education is important, knowledge is important, but emotional intelligence determines how effectively we use everything we know. A degree may get you an interview, yes, but emotional intelligence may help you get the job also. And now, because success is not merely about having a brilliant mind, it is about having a transformed heart, a disciplined spirit, and the wisdom to manage yourself in every season of life, because that is the power of intelligence. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you for your explicit explanations. Thank you so much. All right, we're moving on to the next person. Time is really fast spent. Baby Ishola, are you ready? Phoebe, Shola, are
Yes,
you
I'm
ready?
ready.
All right,
Yes,
go
I'm
ahead,
ready, sir.
please. All right, go ahead.
Right. Good evening, White Talk. Good evening, White Talk. Good evening, exceptional leaders. My name is Phoebe Shola, and I'm talking on the topic personal discipline is more important than talent in achieving success. You see, many of us, we admire talented people. We see people gifted in singing, writing, speaking, entrepreneur, and we just assume that they are doing so well because of talent. We tie their success to talent. But what if we look closely at the lives of these truly successful people, we will discover something interesting. Talent may start the journey, but discipline sustains it. Talent may launch one out, but discipline is what keeps one relevant in the journey. And that is why we will see many talented people never fulfill their potential, while we will see ordinary people achieve extraordinary things through consistent discipline. But the question is not whether talent is important. The real and honest question is, what contributes more to long-term success? Is it talent or is it discipline? Let's take a look at the meanings of this word, talent and discipline. What is talent? Talent is a natural ability that allows a person to perform a task more easily than others. It just flows out of them. You see a speaker, someone who is gifted in speaking, they just speak so effortlessly. And someone who does not know how to speak, someone who does not have a talent in speaking, would be wondering how they are able to do that so effortlessly. So that is talent. And examples of talent we have are singing, writing, sports, leadership, we have public speaking, and problem solving. Talent is a gift and it gives a person a head start, but a head start is not the same as reaching the finish line. Now, what is discipline? Discipline is the ability to consistently do what needs to be done, regardless of feelings, moods, or circumstances. You show up regardless of whatever you are feeling, whether you are in the mood or whether you are facing some challenges. You just show up. That is discipline. Discipline means showing up every day, regardless of whatever you are going through. Discipline means managing your time well. The ability to manage your time well is discipline. And discipline means practicing regularly. You consistently practice in whatever niche that you are working. Discipline is doing what is necessary, even when it is uncomfortable. There are times that you don't feel comfortable to show up there, to show up for whatever it is that, whatever niche that you're working in. But because of discipline, you show up. Now, the difference now is that discipline is not a gift, but talent is a gift. And because it's discipline is not a gift because it is a choice. And because it is a choice, anyone can develop it. Anyone can develop discipline. So I'm going to go right into my points on this topic, why discipline is more important than talent. And number one point is talent gives potential, but discipline produces results. Because talent is like a seed, while discipline is what waters this gift. Discipline is what develops talent. Because I see talent as a raw material, just like we have jewelry today, the likes of earrings, wristwatch. They didn't just become earrings like that. They didn't just become wristwatches like that. They came from natural materials, and that natural material passed through some processes, passed through fire, passed through different processes before they became the jewelries that we now admire on people today. So that is talent, and talent needs discipline to be refined. Talent needs discipline to be developed. Then my number 2 point is discipline creates consistency. Success is rarely built in a day. I've never seen anyone who got successful overnight. It is success is achieved through consistent discipline. People succeed because they repeatedly do the right thing over time. A talented writer who writes once in a month will likely accomplish less than an average writer who writes every day. Someone who writes today and then they disappear for a month and come back again, they will achieve less. But someone who show up consistently every day, regardless of whatever they are going through, we achieve a lot. So consistency beats occasional brilliance. The world rewards sustained effort. My third point is discipline helps you to overcome obstacles. Talent cannot eliminate challenges. Though you may have talent, but it cannot automatically rule out obstacles. It cannot automatically rule out challenges. Everyone faces challenges. You can One can face failure, rejection, delays, criticism, disappointment. But what keeps you showing up, regardless of these things, is discipline. What keeps you moving forward during difficult seasons is discipline. When motivation disappears, discipline keeps working. Discipline does not go on strike. The only thing that can make discipline go on strike is when you don't exercise it, when you don't practice it. So when emotion fluctuates, discipline remains steady. Success often belongs to those who refuse to quit. And my fourth point is discipline continues to grow while talent can stagnate. Because a talent that is not refined, that is not developed, will definitely be stagnant. Many gifted people become comfortable because things come easily to them, and as a result, they stop growing. But on the other hand, disciplined individuals continually learn. They continue to learn, they continue to improve and adapt over time, and then you see the gap closes. So eventually, disciplined people often surpass those who rely solely on natural ability. Okay, because I don't have much time again, so I'm going to try to conclude. I want us to take with us this key point. Number one, do not despise small beginnings. Do not despise small beginnings. Every successful people we admire today, they all start from somewhere. They did not just make it big overnight. Number two, focus on daily habits rather than occasional achievement. Number three, develop discipline in every areas of life. In every area of life, develop discipline. Number four, don't wait to feel motivated before acting, because no one is actually coming to save you. You need to, whatever you become depends on you, depends on the habits that you consistently practice. So no one is going to come and save you. You need to be disciplined to achieve the goals, to achieve the success that you desire. Number five, keep improving even when progress seems slow. You need to keep improving yourself. Though the result might not come when you expect, but you should not relent because of that. And number six, which is the last one, treat your talent as a responsibility, not an excuse. Talent is not an excuse to relax and not develop and grow yourself. And in conclusion, talent is valuable. It can open doors, create opportunities, and provide advantages. But talent alone cannot guarantee success. Discipline is what develops talent. Substance growth overcomes obstacle and produces long-term achievement. While talent is a gift, personal development is more important because it is the bridge between potential and success. Talent may get you noticed, but discipline determines whether you remain relevant. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you very much, Sebe. Thank you very much for that. And I think now we have come to the end of the debate session. We hand over now to White Up, the secondary, Damilare, for his remark on the performance.
Yeah, thank you for your respective contribution to today's debate. You guys said different amazing things. Debate is always a perspective, and I want to sincerely appreciate you for your time and effort. Currently, all that you said is valid, and we want to reserve my comment now to other times that we can always have a two-sided review and discussion around it. But so far, so good. You guys did a fantastic job, well prepared, and you did your best in communicating your point clearly. So I want to say thank you very much for making it to this debate. Thank you very much. Let's see. Let's have the responses from the coalition done. Then we announce the winner leader. Thank you so much. Over to you, Adebola, to wrap it up.